Welcome to another week. Today obviously is Monday and I'm completely by myself today all day. I can't remember the last time this happened actually. It feels kind of weird. As I said in the last video, my parents have gone away for the weekend. They're coming back this evening. My sister has been here to look after me the past couple of days and she was here this morning to prep everything for my day. As she left she was like, right, have I forgotten to do anything for you? And I was like, no. And then she left to go to university. My lunch has been prepped for me, but I need to go down 2 flights of stairs, get it, and go back up them, which I'm not really looking forward to because I went down 2 flights of stairs and back up yesterday to have a shower because the shower upstairs is broken. So I am feeling quite tired today because of all I did yesterday. I did sleep well, which is great because I was worried that I wasn't going to, and I would feel extra rubbish today, but I'm just the usual amount of rubbish, so that's not too bad. I'm just a bit nervous about it because I haven't done this sort of thing for, well, a few months. But as I said, not feeling too bad today, so I'm thinking it should be fine, hopefully. I made it downstairs, I got my lunch, I made it back up, all okay. Phew. I have to say though, I am so tired now. I kind of feel like I could go to sleep, but I slept for nearly 9 hours last night. So half of me is thinking, don't go to sleep because you slept fine last night, and if you sleep in the day today, you may not sleep well in the night when you're supposed to sleep. But then the other half of me is thinking, well, is this your body just telling you it needs more sleep? It needs to sleep now? And if I sleep now, will I feel better than when I wake up? I don't think my body knows what it's talking about. It can't be trusted. I'm tired today. I'm really, really tired. I think it's just because the last couple of days I've been exerting myself more than usual, going up and downstairs, which is not good for me. Or rather, I'm just not used to it. I think that's probably a better way of putting it. This morning I watched a debate live from Westminster Hall, which is like a subsection of Parliament. I guess that's what you'd call it. I'm not really sure. It was about the PACE trial and its effects on ME CFS patients in the UK, specifically in the UK obviously, but I know it's had effect worldwide. An MP from Scotland organised this debate and she made a really great speech talking about the injustices that ME patients face. The damage that the PACE trial has caused many thousands of sufferers and the questionable, and that's putting it mildly, science behind the PACE trial, how it was funded by the Department of Work and Pensions, which is really dodgy. It's the only time they've ever funded a trial. The definition for ME wasn't the one that the World Health Organization used. I mean, there's literally dozens of reasons why it's a terrible, terrible trial, but it's the trial that the NHS bases its treatment for ME on, which means the only treatment available in the UK on the NHS, or even privately really, and when I say privately I mean through health insurance, is graded exercise therapy and cognitive behavioural therapy, which does not help ME because ME is not psychological. Anyway, I watched the debate. It was only half an hour, which obviously isn't that long, but there were hopeful signs that they might do a longer debate in the near future. And it was really good to have members of Parliament, our elected officials, actually talking about this because it's a real injustice and a real scandal. I feel like change might be happening. I have to say, it made me so angry watching it. I don't know whether I've spoken about this on YouTube yet, but I certainly have on my blog. ME was the second diagnosis that I got. First, they told me I had depression, and after my third type of antidepressant didn't cure me, they told me I had ME and I had to start graded exercise therapy. I didn't know any better. I trusted doctors. I trusted them to do what was best for me, and when they told me to do this, I was like, okay. So I did it for 2 years, pretty much every day for 2 years, and I did not get better. I only got worse and worse and worse and worse. The symptoms I was suffering at that point were only moderate, they weren't severe. So I did graded exercise therapy 2 years and my moderate symptoms became severe. Cut to me being housebound, my parents having to do everything for me, not having any independence, blah, 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 blah. And still, the doctor, I don't even think he was a doctor, I think he was a physiotherapist at the ME clinic, was like, yeah, you just need to keep going. And I was like, I'm sorry, no. I'm not going to do that, and basically just cut all contact with them. I think about that physiotherapist a lot. I really didn't like him. Whenever I would ask him a question, such as, I'm getting a lot of headaches or I'm not sleeping well, what do you think I can do about it? He would turn it back at me and he would say, well, what do you think you can do about it? And I felt like saying, that's not why I'm here. I'm at a doctor's appointment. I need you to answer my questions for me. And he just never did. And he was so infuriating. And every time I went to see him, I just came out feeling more frustrated and more confused about my whole situation and not knowing what was going on. I hated those appointments at the AMU clinic. I hated them. And I really hate him because he just made me keep doing grade exercise therapy. He was like, yeah, you just need to scale it back if you can't do this much. Just do this much and then scale it up again. I was like, you're not listening to me. And I wonder, do all those physiotherapists and doctors who implemented this, do they know they're doing harm now, given everything that's come out about the PACE trial? Do they know they're doing harm and they're still doing it anyway? Or are they just willfully ignorant? I can't decide which one's worse. I really can't. I should probably stop this rant because I just get myself worked up and that's not good. I'm going to go back to lying in bed. I'm going to watch Call the Midwife, try and relax and calm down. If you watched my last video, you'll have seen that I talked about the fear that getting a brown envelope through the post can inspire, and how I thought it was the government telling me that my disability benefits were up for renewal, and actually it wasn't. It was just a run-of-the-mill letter. Well, I got another brown envelope today, and again I went through the whole, oh my goodness, this is going to be it, I'm going to have to reapply, it's going to be really stressful. And again, it wasn't that. It was just another run-of-the-mill letter, and I was like, it's really frustrating and exhausting because on the one hand, obviously I'm glad that the letters I've got so far aren't the government telling me I need to reapply for my benefits, but at the same time I know that letter's coming and I just want it to get here because I can't take the continual anxiety, the build up when the envelope arrives, and then the huge relief I feel afterwards when it's not that. So I'm feeling a bit, I guess, on edge and anxious today, kind of because of that, and also just because I kind of woke up like that. Unfortunately, my bad mood has remained for most of the day. Well, all day, in fact, I should say, because I'm going to go to bed soon and that marks the end of the day. I think it's a combination of things, the brown envelope, all those anxieties and worries about it kind of percolating away in my brain. And I'm feeling quite lonely today. Sometimes it just kind of hits me out of nowhere, specifically on days where the humans I do interact with, i.e. my parents, if they're in a bit of a bad mood because they're tired or they're busy or they just don't have time to talk to me for very long, that can really, really affect me. Those few minutes of human interaction really set my mood for the entire day. So if one of them or all of them are a bit negative, it really makes me feel lonely and down and depressed, and that's what happened today. It's not my parents' fault. Everyone has days where they're busy and when they're short-tempered and just not in a good mood. I don't have much human interaction, so the little I do have affects me more. I'm going to go to bed. I'm going to listen to Harry Potter and I'm going to hope that I sleep better and that tomorrow is a better day. So I'm definitely feeling less despondent today than I was the last time I filmed a clip. Yesterday I was still feeling pretty lonely and depressed, but it kind of got better as the day went on, and I actually had quite a busy day because I did my sauna and shower combo. Had a sauna in the morning and then had a shower in the afternoon. I was really tired afterwards. I didn't feel too bad until about 8 p.m. when suddenly I just completely crashed. Although I went to sleep really early, I didn't actually sleep, obviously, continually all night. All the muscles in my neck and head were really painful, so I was awake quite a lot throughout the night, but because I went to bed so early, I did get quite a good amount of sleep. So I'm not feeling too bad today. And I've suddenly decided to be really spontaneous and go out. I know, right? Crazy. My parents were going to go to the garden centre and I just sort of said, oh, can I come? And of course they were like, yes, of course, let's go. I mean, it's not even 11 a.m, so I'm kind of a bit like, oh, is this a good idea? But I think as a result of my kind of feeling pretty lonely and down the last few days, I'm just like, oh, I just want to do it. I just want to go. So I think that's what we're going to do. In the car, and it's so cold. Oh my goodness. I don't know if you can see my breath, but I can, and it's very, very cold. I'm back now. It was so nice to be outside again. That's like 2 times in 2 weeks. I can't remember the last time I went out that often. Hopefully this is a start of something and not just me overdoing it and then I won't end up going out for the next 4 or 5 months, which has happened previously, but fingers crossed that doesn't happen this time. But it's so nice to be somewhere that's not my bedroom. So very glad that I took the opportunity to be spontaneous. Hopefully I don't pay for it too badly. I'm just relaxing now, watching a little bit of tennis, gonna upload my video because it's Sunday. I want to get that done now so that if I crash later on, it's not the end of the world. But hopefully I don't crash. It's now nearly 8:30 in the evening and I haven't crashed yet, so that's really good. I mean, obviously I'm really tired, more tired than usual, but I haven't got that crushing sense of fatigue where I can't lift my head up or go to the bathroom or anything. I feel like this week has honestly been saved by today, because if I hadn't gone out today and had a nice time, I feel like this week would have been really frustrating. You know, I started off my week by watching the debate on the PACE trial and that did not get it off to a good start. That was such a frustrating and agonising thing for me to watch. Maybe that's actually why my mental state hasn't been so good this week. I've only just thought of that. And then I obviously had another brown envelope delivered and that again threw me off. So yeah, if it hadn't been for today, this week would have been pretty bad. But today happened and it's totally made this frustrating week much better. I hope you've enjoyed the video and I'll see you again next week. Bye!